Okay, guys, what is happening? Welcome back to the Geekly Media Show. I am your host, Jason. We're going to get into it today from CBM. And the title of this one is Will Marvel Studios announce Avengers vs. X-Men at next weekend's San Diego Comic Con? Wow. Well, if they did, that would be absolutely awesome. What a way to introduce the X-Men. A lot of people would be against that because obviously we've got to bring in so many characters and we've got to get to know these new X-Men characters. Would that be the right movie to start them off? Throwing them in with the Avengers, knowing that obviously we've got to spend quite a bit of time with the Avengers as well if that did happen. So we're going to get into it from CBM. Let's go. So with Marvel Studios San Diego Comic Con panel just over a week away from taking over Hall H, a new rumor suggests that Kevin Feige could announce Avengers 5 as Avengers versus X-Men. So when Marvel Studios announced the next Avengers movies at the San Diego Comic Con in 2022, the plan was for them to both be released in the same year, with the first installment titled The Kang Dynasty and the Multiverse Saga's final, dubbed Secret Wars. A lot has changed since then, including a major mishandling of Kang in Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, and Jonathan Majors' legal issues, which resulted in him being fired from the role. As a result, Avengers: The Kang Dynasty has lost its title, and original writer Jeff Loveness, and while Michael Waldron was then thought to be penning both movies, we've since learned he may no longer be involved either. Now, as rumours swirl about Russo brothers returning to Marvel Studios to helm both installments, the Cosmic Circus Alex Perez has dropped some pretty strong hints on social media that Avengers vs. X-Men will be announced next Saturday at San Diego Comic Con. We've heard the idea is to pivot away from Kang with Avengers 5, so why not take this opportunity to pit Earth 616's mightiest heroes against the Foxverse X-Men for a must-see battle as their worlds collide during Incursion. So, quite a bit to unpack there. One thing that's stood out to me is the Russo brothers. Aye, aye, aye. Like, listen, they did a fantastic job with the Marvel movies that they had under their belt, but I would not recommend the Russo brothers to take this on. The reason being for me personally is that aside from them working with Kevin Feige, what have they really done that has done well? Not that much. I think they did the one with Chadwick Boseman, where he's a detective. I can't remember what that movie was called. They did Cherry, and they have also done the two movies with Chris Hemsworth, and I'm struggling on what they're called right now. But the Chris Hemsworth movies was okay. John Wick kind of style, not exactly John Wick, but had a little bit of action in there, similar to that, nowhere near as good. I'm stuck on the movies of what they're called though, which is really annoying me. And apart from that, I'm not really happy with what the Russo brothers have done. So for me, I would be quite worried. Although they did a great job with what they had given to them before that. For me personally, it would be a no for the Russo brothers. It goes on to say that the Russos are keen to adapt Secret Wars, so we'd imagine that will stay the same and likely borrow elements from both the original comic and the 2015 version. Eh, well, listen, are they going to be doing Secret Wars or are they doing X-Men versus Avengers versus X-Men? And which one would I prefer? Listen, it all depends on how the movie's done. You can do Avengers versus X-Men and you get the right person to make that movie and they can flesh out all the characters and they can all get introduced properly and it could be good. Josh Whedon did that with the Avengers movie. But at the same time, listen, to be honest, that title sounds absolutely wicked, and the movie sounds wicked, and of course I would go to see it, and I would be very excited for it as well. But at the same time, if we've got the choice and the option, I wouldn't pick that as the first movie just because I want to see more of the X-Men and not the Avengers in with that as well, unless they're gonna focus on the X-Men, which then how would it be Avengers versus X-Men? I'm not quite sure. But a little bit also what I picked up on, that it says that it could be the Fox's X-Men. I would not be down for that at all. I don't want to see the last time I want to see the Fox X-Men universe is in the Deadpool movie, Deadpool versus Wolverine, and that is it really. I don't want to go on and continue to see James Marsden as Cyclops, Halle Berry as Storm, and all the rest of them. That to me is a no. Just for the reason that I want it to restart. I want it to be fresh. I want it to be new. I want the right comic accurate costumes, which we can do because we have seen Hugh Jackman in the comic accurate costume. Obviously not spandex, but it's got a lot of armor on there and things like that. And I don't think we'd get that from the old Fox X-Men. I don't think we're going to see James Marsden in the Cyclops uniform and Halle Berry in the Storm outfit that they've been wearing in X-Men '97. And so for me, it's a no. We've had them X-Men characters so many times. Please give us something new for the new X-Men movie, whether it is Avengers versus X-Men or whether it's just X-Men alone, and who they're going to put in there as well, because the original X-Men didn't even have Wolverine in it. Now you can't not have Wolverine in the X-Men movie. For me personally, he is the most popular X-Men character out there, but also at the same time, I'm looking forward to seeing Hugh Jackman reprise his role. But I do want to see a new Wolverine. I really do. Yes, I want it to be Daniel Radcliffe, of course, but that's probably not going to happen anyway. So I just basically want to see all these new characters, and I want to see what they're going to do with the new versions of the X-Men. A new Professor Charles, a new Magneto, a new Nightcrawler, all a lot of them. Cyclops. Listen, they did Cyclops dirty in the X-Men movies. Cyclops is a leader. He is a leader. And there's many amazing things that Cyclops can accomplish with his powers, but yet they didn't really show that in the Fox's X-Men movies, and it was just solely focused on Wolverine. And I don't want that to be the case. I don't. I want Cyclops to be the leader. I want him to have like a Captain America attitude and a Captain America somewhat personality, in that he is the captain of the team. And I don't think they can do that and deliver that right with the old Fox's X-Men, the Foxverse X-Men, should I say. He says that the Russos are keen. Oh no, we read that bit. So I'll read a little bit more. Something has changed since then, and as we reported earlier today, Marvel Studios may have struggled to find directors willing to take on a high-pressure project like an Avengers movie, given the recent struggles faced by the genre. As for the Russos, they're in desperate need of a hit after Cherry, which is what I said, Citadel, which I've not seen that. The Grey Man struggled to live up to his expectations as well. And it just goes on to say that, are you hoping the X-Men versus Avengers is announced at San Diego Comic-Con next week? If it is, I'm going to get excited for it. But it wouldn't be my first choice to put the X-Men straight in with the Avengers. But still, I am still down for watching that movie, 100%. So those are my thoughts on that. What do you guys think? I'm reading a couple of comments here from CBM. Someone's just straight up put no. Someone's put, I used to like the reveals of things to look forward to. Now it seems derivative. Don't tell me you're planning something. Stop worrying about 6 years from now. Worry about what's coming out this year and so on. And I agree with that statement as well. I think that I don't think it's somewhat important for him to plan the movies for the next 10, 15 years, because they've all got to interlink and they've all got to, continue the story. One big story, maybe different universes, but all also still connected in quite a lot of ways. So, yeah, it's not what I would pick, but listen, hey, I'm down for it if they do decide to announce that movie. What do you guys think? Are you excited that there's a possible chance that we could have Avengers versus X-Men? Do you want X-Men? Do you want it to be the Fox versus X-Men versus the Avengers, or would you like a new X-Men team like I would personally? Let me know in the comments down below. If you can like and subscribe to the channel as well, I'd really appreciate that. And I'll see you soon.